Hi everyone, it's Paul Markham here on the 4th of April 2020, the year of the coronavirus, and we've got a few things happening in the carport at the moment, although you see everything is kind of covered up and protected from the wind and rain. We've got something way down the back over there which I shall show you in a second when I remove all the car covers, so be with you in a second. So here we go, my DKW F89P is back from the panel beater. Alright, so it's back in the driveway and ready for some work. It probably doesn't look any different to when I showed it last time, because all of the panel work that was done inside. And you probably can't tell, but that floor is almost entirely new. In the earlier, well, when I purchased the car, all this area here, all the way along, was completely rotted out and had been welded over 3 or 4 times and fixed, and then had all kinds of mysterious things done to it to try and fill in the holes. And the car actually really stunk inside. It was a combination, I guess, of fish oil and mastic, and it had really a rotten kind of smell. But all of this work has now been replaced. You can see there's a couple of bits of the aluminium trim that was over this edge here. Now I'm really happy with that, because now that means that we can just focus on getting the engine, electrics and all of the mechanical parts up and working. Yeah, we're just having a look inside. The car interior is pretty shabby, but actually I'm going to keep it as is. I'm not going to do any restoration or replacing that at the moment. Maybe in a few years' time, but currently it's not really on the plan. It's just to leave the car as is, with all of its faults and flaws, but be mechanically sound. One of the other areas that had significant rust was in the boot. The boot had obviously been leaking through here. You can see the paint is all beginning to come away, but it had obviously been leaking quite badly into the interior and had rusted through from the inside. Let's open it up, and here we go. Let me prop that up. Okay, so it's not actually fixing itself into position there. I'll have to work on why that's not working. But all in here, we've had holes patched over, some other bits of spare metal that was kind of extra. Take those out. And here we have 2 parts of the exhaust system. Totally and utterly shot, as you can see. That's the, well, I suppose it's the exhaust box that goes straight off the engine. Completely and utterly rotted out. And this is the one that goes underneath the car, just under the driver's seat. That's pretty much shot as well, but I do have one for F91 that I purchased by accident, so I'll use that as a replacement. The next main priority I have, apart from painting the interior floor, is the engine. As you can see, I've already taken out the radiator, and apart from the radiator there is very little else in the engine bay. This is the engine here, and it's seized. I've got diesel and ethanol in the cylinder heads, trying to loosen it up a little bit, but then that'll have to come out. I might need a bit of a hand to do that. I think it's more than just a one-person job. The gear shift is here. This connects through to there. That's the gears. They all move reasonably well. I had lubricated that up before the car went away. Things were moving pretty well. Someone had asked me the other day, where is the gearbox? The gearbox is down here on the side. It's a bit like a motorcycle gearbox. And over here is an view of an engine. That one's lying on its side. The gearbox side is on this side here, and that is the top of the engine there, and the primary chain gears there. That engine is not usable. It's a pre-war one, and I was just using it for sort of comparison purposes for when I get the other one out, so that I know where bolts are and where they go. Totally and utterly seized up already, so there's not much point in replacing one seized engine with another. So a bit of fun, a bit of mechanical fun to do there. So if we end up in lockdown for quite a considerable period, at least I've got some jobs to keep me from annoying my wife too much. Anyway, cheers.